Oh, well, welcome to the Geo Scheduling Call, guest. Okay, so we're going to look at the Geo build board by epic and look at closed issues first and move up the stages of workflow. I'm going to skip ready for development and open. Usually we can talk about that afterward. So let's skip that. Geo upgrade testing. We have something in dev. Oh, Nick, is this, we need to talk about this guy?
Yeah, I've been working through this still.
Oh yeah.
It was going to be a slow last week just because I was on pipeline rotation. But I'm getting to the point where, so I've been going through, I've been automating this with Get as I go as well, which has been going okay. But I'm kind of getting to a point where it's difficult to know if I need to change my automation or if it's because the documentation's wrong, as into which is the correct one to do. Because like I say, I know today as well, like Alex pointed out a while back that, like doing the hub reload does cause downtime on each of the things, but in the Geo docs, we just say run it on all the machines. In the non-Geo docs, it does say do it one at a time. So it's whether the correct process should be documented as like remove it from the load balancer, do a reload, put it back in the load balancer, do the next node, so it depends where I go with the automation next as to what is correct. What is the actual process, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm inclined to say like the Geo, I'm not sure when the divergence happened, but the Geo one should follow a little bit more the non-Geo HA docs. Because when I looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, that's a better idea where you just let the health checks, kind of fail for the one that's being restarted or whatever. Then you don't have to manually move things in and out of the load balancer. So, but
yes, yeah.
but I don't know.
The only
Doesn't
problem with that is someone might see an error because
yeah, that's the only thing.
it takes
Like the
time.
HA docs. Yeah, is it zero downtime if like 2 requests out of like 100 see like a failure? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yes, I like I said, this is the point I'm at of, like I say, with the automation as well, of like I could very
Depends on how
easily
you're
let
monitoring.
it fail.
Right? Like if you're monitoring for the top 5% or whatever, right? Like of worst requests, like that could still trigger an alert for someone, which could make them be like, well, it wasn't really zero downtime, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you though. I don't think that that's that big of a deal. I think a couple of people can retry their requests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
do we have that? So yeah, do we have that defined anywhere? Like what zero downtime? Like what?
That's a good question.
What is acceptable to actually be zero downtime? Because we may want to. If not, we may want to try to get some clarification on that. Just to
because I mean, that's the next step I can do as well. Like, I mean, I think it will be zero downtime if you manually remove it from the load balancer first or set it into maintenance mode so that no requests go, then do the reload, wait till it's back. So if you do it the full every single step way, it should be zero downtime. But I suppose from an automation point, are we happy with you can just, yes, if you go to the wrong machine, you might see an issue, you reload and you're onto the next node in the round robin essentially, and you're fine. But as well, it's more if it was expected, I suppose, as well with the hub, because I thought, like, then this is my naive approach of what's the difference between the hub and just a restart? Like, why do we do the hub if it just does essentially the same as what a restart would from a user perspective?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know if maybe Ian, you have an idea, like hubbing Puma versus, I kind of just assumed that it wouldn't be as big of a thing as a restart, but I don't know that.
It does. It doesn't. That is one of the sacrifices we made switching to Puma, is we can't do like the live reloading that Unicorn does. So Unicorn, we could do the zero downtime where it kept the old workers around until the new workers were loaded and ready, and then it started syncing requests to the new workers. But Puma does not do that.
Oh. Hmm.
But
I'm
that's
not
why, at
really
least
sure.
I know that's expected, at least from my point of view. So I know
Yeah.
it helps me at least move with the automation. So
Okay. Sorry to go a little too deep in here, but we do need to, I think, define zero downtime. Maybe like get some other people outside of the Geo team like involved in like what are we trying to accomplish here? Like, yeah. All right. Well, cool. That's good work. All right, the next epic here is Geopatroni support beta. We have something in review. Okay, Nick, do you know?
Yeah, I haven't checked in on this. I know there was some activity. Let's see. Looks like, yeah, Gabriel had added some updates a few days ago. Rebased it. Oh, looks like it just got database approval from Andreas. So I guess that needs to get passed along again. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, looks like it's moving along.
Still actively in review. That's good. In dev. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Does anybody know?
Yeah, I don't see Douglas here. Yeah, my general understanding of Petroni is, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this issue either, but I know that Douglas and Gabriel met and kind of talked through some of these different like setup issues that they were kind of running into, and I think had and just kind of talking about what's needed for like what else do we want to show, in terms of like a reliable setup in order to get us to beta. And so Douglas did tell me there were a couple other follow-up issues that they were going to create out of that. But that's sort of my high level understanding of what's going on. And I'm not too familiar with, progress on some of these individual issues.
Okay. I guess we should just ping for like a status update.
Yeah. I think let's move on from this. I'll ping for an update in the epic. I do know that, let's ping for an update in the, in the issue here. And then I'll also ping for something in the epic if we don't see an update.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I think these two are still ready for development, so not sure if anything's been done on them yet.
Okay, next epic, Zach.
Hey. So if you scroll down just a little bit, Mike, I broke down an implementation checklist. There's also a retro item about this if you guys are curious. On the 13, I think 10 retro, we're trying to do, Nick is suggesting trying to do like, I don't know how you call it, Nick, but like rolling retro. So like when you have items to maybe put them on there before the actual milestones ended. But anyway, this one probably was in kind of give a TLDR. This one was sized probably incorrectly by myself, and I probably should have made this a sub-epic. So this is kind of my non-invasive approach to treating it as if it's a sub-epic, and maybe I could still do that. But I think at this point, creating a bunch of issues as backfill is probably not very beneficial. But yeah, so this is kind of where I'm tracking the MRs. You can see we're on MR4 of 8. So this moving along nicely. A lot of the MRs aren't like terribly large, maybe -1 or 2. But yeah, so this one's going along nicely. Just writing tests and kind of getting the MRs out there. And hopefully I based on the speed of this, I'm going to expect that this is probably going to be done towards the end of 13.11. So definitely before 14.0. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But yeah, the UI is approved by Sungjun, as it has been for a while, and just going through the review cycles with MVC and large MRs in general.
I don't remember. So is there like a feature flag that toggles the whole thing, or?
Yes, it's if you just click on that first MR mic for the UI utilization, it's probably right. It'll be right at the top in the description.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Geo Nodes Beta is the name of the it's under how to test.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the feature flag.
So I was just chatting with Ian this morning about the LFS migration. So that one, there was some weirdness with, because the old one is kind of like displayed in the UI via different code than the new replicators, right? So I don't know, we're gonna,
so this change is only for the node status bars. Are you talking about like the actual replica views?
No, yeah, the progress bars. I don't know, there was some weirdness, so I don't know, we might need to make some kind of front end related change, just kind of a heads up cool. that might be coming.
Awesome. Yeah, just ping me, I can take a look. Yeah, because right now like there's an expectation that everything follows the same pattern since our API response is flat. So preferably like as long as we could try to stick to the model that's there, then we shouldn't be too hard. If it's a big outlier, we'll probably have to have some like,
yeah, the weirdness that we're looking at is like the feature flag, because we're going to feature flag it so that if you enable the replicator, then the old stuff turns off, and if you disable the replicator, then the old stuff turns on, and then you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. Well, anyways, but yeah, we'll definitely be pinging you for review on that.
Awesome, sounds good.
Cool. Okay. Geo usage ping, Alex.
Hello. Yeah. So the secondary usage ping worker is in review. It went through around with Ian and around with Douglas, and I just have a few comments that I am following up on, and I'm hoping that that'll get merged today. Fingers crossed. And then the next issue in this is actually collecting the metrics, and that is in a merge request marked as work in progress that went through some product intelligence review, and they had some questions, and then it's got a review, and then I'm waiting for the team, McCready, to take a look at it maybe, or someone. And then I have one other merge request that I'm also having to be I split up collecting the metrics and adding them to the node status. So I've got the queries and like saving the metrics in a merge request, and then I have another merge request that I'm just getting started on that has adding it to the node status. So my hope is
that they're not. Should they be showing up here? Oh,
I must have missed a link. I'll make sure that I get I must not have the issue link in the merge request description. It's probably on if you like scroll to the bottom, it probably got like referenced in commit. Yeah, so it gets mentioned in commits because
Okay.
I have it in my commit messages, but I don't have it in the merge request. I will fix that. My apologies.
Thank you very much. Okay, cool. Okay, the rest are in ready for development or open. Improve the self-service geo replication framework. I saw some emails come in today, but I don't know. Valerie, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so I created another issue about that because so we have 5 models where we need to create unique keys, and for 2 of them it was like a light approach, so we used that, and for 3 other models we need some sophisticated approach, so I created another issue. And I think we need to think of scheduling it with new data, because we revealed that it's not that important as we used to think, and also it's more hard to do than we than we thought. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it about it.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, cool. Thank you. Now we have something in review here.
Yeah.
Valerie, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's also mine. So I started work on it again today. So I need to, like, for now, I'm just collecting data about these queries, how heavy they are for database, so and so on. Don't have anything to say yet.
Okay. Okay, and the next epic here is move LFS files to self-service framework. And do you want to get that update?
Sure. Mike helped me out a little while ago. We talked about the current status. So I'm going to move forward with rolling this out as a feature flag right now. That should help us kind of identify what's old and needs to go and what doesn't need to go, because we're running into a lot of different behaviors based on things I'm still learning. So I'm going to move forward with that and hopefully have more results and a more definitive answer on things in the next couple of days.
Yeah. Cool. This is basically the same. Or I guess this is the one that we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I should add that originally I was planning on trying to move to Replica Registry first and then migrate the actual replicator, but it does not look like that is going to work. So we will need to move all at once.
So if I'm understanding, we're moving all at once, doing it behind a feature flag, and then sort of toggling that and staging to see what the impact might be.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, and before I forget.
Bummer.
What? Bummer?
Oh, I was just saying it's a bummer that we can't migrate it a little bit at a time, but I'm glad that good job figuring that out. Sorry.
No, I think it's I think it's going to be good that we're going to have the old way be able to still be used if something goes wrong with enabling the feature flag. But yeah, before I forget, Zach, as you fade into the darkness there. Congratulations
Hey, thank you.
on your promotion. Yeah,
There we go. I'm back.
just wanted to mention that.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so the next epic here is backup restore of GitLab instances. Oh, ready for development. Okay, the next epic is secondary mimicry. I have a POC open for this issue, doing it in Workhorse, and there was some discussion which I haven't yet gotten back to this morning. So I need to look at that, and I hope, you know, to kind of like get an idea of weight and what we can do to move that forward. But I think it's looking like it, you know, might be pretty feasible to do like in a reasonable time frame. So well, anyways, I don't know, I haven't seen the recent discussions yet, so we'll see.
Super exciting, and thanks for even putting the animated GIF up there. I think it's cool to see that, and the implications. So yeah, nice work.
Thanks. Yeah, it's fun to see as from a geo perspective, but I just like it's funny to think about from a non-geo perspective, like somebody looking at that, it's like, why are you just clicking around GitLab? Like it looks completely normal. And I'm like, yes, it's normal. There's no errors. All right. Next epic here is omnibus improvements in review. Alex.
Oh, I think, wait, did this merge? Did I forget about this? Sorry. Oh, it's not merged yet. All right. I guess I probably have to fix something on this. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is just adding. So we weren't honoring PostgreSQL data. Well, PostgreSQL dir for a couple of operations, but we were for everything else, specifically promote database and replicate. So if you tried to run replicate or promote and had PostgreSQL dir set, it would fail because we had hard-coded PostgreSQL data as the directory it's in. So yep, that's fixed now.
Awesome. Thanks for looking into that. And I think, did this kind of, I mean, I know it came up with the recent customer issue, but looks like you took it on as part of the bug triage process, or like kind of prioritized it as part of that. Yeah,
it was. So it's been around for a while. It was originally marked as an S4, but after, I can't remember who it was who had, it was like one of the many things that went wrong while somebody was standing, a large customer was standing up a secondary, and ended up with us. It was like Eric re-diagnosed this issue as happening. It was like, oh, it's weird. It's not recognizing PostgreSQL. And then was like, oh yeah, there's an issue for it. And I was like, oh, well, sounds like it's probably more important than a 4. So we bumped it up kind of based on that. And then it was pretty simple to fix. So it seemed like the right choice to just fix it.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for taking it on. I think that's, sort of an encouraging, result out of the triage process, that we, had a DRI who could sort of like reevaluate that and go ahead and adjust the priority.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex. Okay, oh, that's it for the epics. We have some things closed here.
This one I think I
Uh,
was just late. We discussed it last week of it's just the object storage replication. So we've closed this issue because there's no fix for that at the moment. I suppose the only question is there an issue to fix it? That I could make an issue that says once this is closed, we can add it. Do you know?
I do not know if there's an issue.
Yeah, I don't either, but I will make a note here to investigate and create an issue if there is not.
Okay. Douglas, not here. This was like an urgent bug fix. Did we not talk about this? I guess there was a bunch of stuff in Slack chat. Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows more about this, but there was like an urgent bug fix needed to avoid downtime during upgrades. So Douglas took care of that very quickly, I believe.
Yeah, thanks, Douglas. I think this is. I think this also had a corresponding production issue as well, not geo related, but just like due to our mixed deployment with Canary, if I remember that correctly. So so yeah, not only affected that yeah, secondaries, but was a wider issue.
Okay, next. Oh, this was just moved. So we'll just skip that. Okay. In review, this thing is covering this. I don't know why. Hello. Okay. Oh yeah. So this was a customer issue where they're using object storage replication, which is in beta for Geo, but they're using it, and direct download isn't working, and I think they're on Azure or something. Object storage, and we actually fixed this for like LFS files and other things like that a long time ago, but that fix we didn't put it into the SSF like framework for blobs because I think that fix kind of happened around the same time as we were creating the SSF. So anyways, I have a merge request open to fix that. Valerie reviewed it, thank you. And I need to address some feedback, and I think it shouldn't be too much longer. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of like pick this up as part of bug triage, but also kind of it's just a bug with the framework.
Yeah, thanks for taking it on. Yeah, I mean, I think with bug triage, it's like might have ended up if it was current enough and someone had the context, they might have taken on. But I think it's nice to also say like, hey, as part of this process, there is somebody who can sort of make that decision and go ahead and run with it with their with the triage time they've set aside. So yeah, thanks for looking into it.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, and then we have something in dev, which Douglas has. I do not know where this is.
Yeah, I think there's some ongoing discussion here with Ash. When I was talking to Douglas, I think he's still kind of investigating it and working on it, but I'm not sure exactly the details of where he's at.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's still kind of like we're figuring out what we need to do, but I don't know. Should we post escrow status update, or what do you think?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Good idea.
All right. That's it for InDev and beyond. I don't know, Nick, do you want to take over the ready for development and stuff?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your screen. Let's see. I will share my screen quickly. So yeah, Fabian went through earlier today and I think removed some items from the board. So I believe most of this should be prioritized. So we have our ready for development items in our various epics. I won't go through those, although I am just noticing, did we skip over verifying all blob replicators before? Because yeah, they're both ready for development. And I see Akriti is assigned to those. Did you have anything you wanted to say about those, Akriti?
No, not yet. I'm yet to start.
Cool. Well, thank you for taking on this work. Let's see. We'll just go down. Yes, we kind of have this this pared down list of ready for development items, feature flag for rolling out the feature flag for Geo Group Wiki replication. Is that something that we're just kind of tracking here, but is actually going to be done by the MR author, or is that something that we're going to manage ourselves once that MR is merged? Does anyone know?
I do not know.
Okay, I'll make a note in here to figure that out. And then I think these have been here for a while, but and should be, so we've got the S2 at the top of the list, and then a couple of low weight severity 3 issues. And then I see these ones in the open column. Do we want to move these over to ready for development, or some more work needed to get those?
I have to. This is a technical depth thing. I will look into it, and if there is something to do right now, to ready for development.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good.
Mine is in review, actually. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. That's good news. I'll just move this over here. Yeah, is there anything else you wanted to say about it?
It's just, so there was an issue that came up like during a review about where to do permission checks, and we realized there's not really any guidelines. So I'm just attempting to kind of add a starting point of like the current situation. Like backend maintainers are all pinged on this thing, but if anybody has any interest in, like where we should do permission checks, please feel free to check out the merge request.
Cool. Thanks. I think that that really does it for ready for development. So yeah, if anyone's looking for something to work on next outside of an epic, I think looking here at these one-off ready for development items is a good idea. We've even explicitly stated it for 1310 that we want to where we can take a look at some of these one-off small bug fix quality of life types of issues. So yeah, definitely if you're kind of like between an epic and looking for something, feel free to take a look at this list before, you know, maybe considering the next big epic. And I guess I'll also yeah, this one is under an epic, but it's backup restore of GitLab instances. So it is in its own. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen anymore, but if you look on the board, there's a backup restore issue. I think it's in ready for development. Alex is assigned to it now, but I would also consider that in the one-off issues category. So thanks for assigning yourself there, Alex.
If someone else wanted to do it, I'm not like, I don't have dibs. I just, it seemed like something that someone should be assigned to make, because it's on a customer issue and they seemed unhappy that no one was working on it. So I was like, oh, well, I can just be an assignee and at least they'll feel like it's getting someone's attention rather than no one's attention, which wasn't getting no one's attention. Sorry, I don't want to put that, I don't want it to sound like it wasn't getting attention. It was just.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, it's a big community user, and I think yeah, I think that's fine. I think we did say that it would be scheduled for 1311. So maybe if we hit 1311 and you still haven't had a chance to look into it more, we can unassign it and highlight it as something for someone to take on. So let me stop recording now.